Hey, Barklord, I'll have to talk about the rest of your video later, but I apologize if there was something offensive to you about my attitude. It was a bit strange. I was just in a strange mood. I was playing off the fact that you have Lord in your name, not as an insult, but just because there it is. And so that might have carried through the whole video. Thank you for ignoring it. I see in your video you went on to other interesting things. I think we are bridging gaps. I think it's a beneficial thing. My humor was simply too personal because I'm somewhat familiar with you, but I don't really know you well enough to like know what your pet peeves are and which kinds of things strike you this way versus that way. So that was that. All right. So I apologize for that. On the other hand, maybe if you understand where I'm coming from, you can just go, Piro is silly sometimes in a way that's annoying, but it's harmless, because that part was harmless. So I'll talk to the rest of the video later. I'm kind of in a hurry, but I saw your video, and I definitely did not mean to introduce a snarkiness or anything. So I didn't mean to be that way. And I refer you to the first, third of my video, which is my admiration for many people who are enthusiasts of Plato. And I want to be able to criticize Plato unequivocally as I see fit. And that's subject to arguments like the Parmenides issue. But I want to be able to do that separately from from the issue of whether you as a person deserve respect. You do. You take part. For my view, I've met people that love Plato that certainly didn't love the things that made me upset about Plato. So I simply think, well, if they interpreted Plato the way I did, they probably wouldn't like Plato, and that's the same thing as not liking Plato. I really have nothing against the historical figure of Plato as something worth studying and full of interesting stories. And as I said, the background and his competition with other philosophers in Athens at the time, these are very interesting things on many levels, both his philosophy, the way it might have changed, the weirdness of which is Socrates' philosophy, which is Plato's, which is, the philosophy of other people represented by characters in the dialogues, is a very interesting literary work in the way that he did that in dialogues. Accents that again separately from the rest of what his philosophy might have been, and so that's something praiseworthy, for example. But anyway, hopefully that explains that, and I'll get to the substance of your video a bit later when I have a chance.